Hello, welcome to another talk on money, business, and investing. My name is Jose. I'm the founder of the company and brain here at Master Investor. Ensure to subscribe and turn on the notifications button so that we know when we go live or upload a valuable talk on money, business, and investing that can literally change our finances forever. Our mission is to improve the financial well-being of humanity through high-quality financial education made simple. We're looking for opportunities to build passive income and true wealth. Make sure to visit our website. Click the link somewhere in the description of this video. We have 3 digital courses: the 10-year rules of money, how to build cash flow with the internet, turn passive income on, and how to invest in crypto to build wealth. We'll be releasing our 4th ebook in the next weeks. Stay tuned. Every book that we have written inside of our community has become a digital course that is growing, is vivid. We're adding more assets. So when you get one of our ebooks on our website, you'll have additional assets that comes with that digital course. And whatever other asset we add into that digital course, we will be able to have access forever at no additional cost. We'll be grandfathered in a year from now, 5 years from now. That digital course will definitely have more assets than it has today, and it will be worth a lot more than the price that we see displayed on our website right now. So ensure you go to our website, take advantage of this win-win partnership. We're going to start building true wealth, and today's theme is going to be, are we planning to become wealthy or are we planning to become poor? Majority of people in the world, believe it or not, are planning to become poor. Even though they wake up, they go to work hard, they chase a big bonus in their company and so forth. But in reality, their investment portfolio is very poor. And they are planning to retire with less than they have now. In fact, majority of their investment vehicles are liabilities, and one of the most disruptive or destructive thing a person can do is call something that is a liability an asset. And majority of people that are on the left side of the cash flow circle, the ones that are not learning about money, the ones that are not talking about business words, the ones that are avoiding the subject of money and business and investing. And remember, every time we talk about investing, we have to bring in business, because we cannot have investing without business. And as we covered yesterday, investing is having a plan. And investing means different things to different people. That's why it can get confusing when we talk about the subject of business and investing, because majority of people out there are calling themselves investors, but in reality they are traders, gamblers, but not limited. So we need to take a look at the business vocabulary of the individual. That's how we tell a person's past, present, and future. And one of the main differences between the wealthy and the poor is found in our vocabulary. What type of words are we speaking? We know that in the English dictionary there are about 1 million words total. And it said that a person, an average person, contains about few thousand or less in their command, which is not that many if we have 500,000, a million words to play with. And part of that entire vocabulary is dedicated to the business language. Just like a doctor goes to school to learn medicine language, a lawyer learns law, a teacher learns how to speak like a teacher, and so forth. When a person leaves school and they don't know how to read financial statements, they don't know about money, business, investing, finances, accounting, taxation, corporate law, but not limited, the person does not feel comfortable being an inside investor. And it requires dedication on the subject of financial education. It's the only way to make a shift from the left side of the cash flow circle to the right side of the cash flow circle. We talk about that inside of our digital course and ebook, How to Build Cash Flow with the Internet. We explain the cash flow circle. There are 4 players that contains in the game of money, right? 4 players are constantly playing in the game of money. And those players are employees, self-employed, business owner, and inside investor. On the right side of the cash flow circle, we find the inside investor and business owner. On the left side, we find the employee and self-employed. On the left side, they get active income or ordinary income or earned income. Is taxed at the highest bracket. It's a type of income that people exchange time for a paycheck. And it gets taxed at the highest bracket because this country, the United States, is a capitalist country where the laws favor the wealthy entrepreneur and inside investor. Now, the self-employed is a professional who has a license, could be a CPA, a lawyer, dentist, right? Any other doctor. It could be any other field as well, but the individual lacks systems and it lacks many of the integrities of a great business that we talk about inside of our ebook. We talk about what makes a business successful, and that is the cash flow triangle. Inside of the cash flow triangle, we can see the 8 integrities that composes an extraordinary business. When we build a business, because that's what we want to do, we want to create a business that we can sell to the world. We can sell shares to the world. We can have people wanting to be part of our business around the world, and they want to invest in our business. We want to be the ones that are selling the shares, and we want to be able to build businesses from scratch that turn into real brands, that people want to become part of it. Taking a company public is a great experience. It's a great process to plan for. Investing is a plan, and it's more than just money and investment vehicles. It's something also very personal. Creating wealth is all about finding our purpose, finding where we are going, our destination. Be fixing the main goals, but the journey can change because we have to be flexible. Everything is evolving so quickly. We see it, technology, these amazing ways that we can communicate today. Before 30, 40, 50 years ago, we didn't really have this. So think about all the opportunities and tools, resources that we have now. We have all access to the information, literally, like everyone around the world can tap into the online world where we find no borders and we can do business worldwide. And a person even outside the United States can do business in the United States, and we make it very easy for people from outside the United States to do business in the United States, and therefore we can take advantage of the best system, the capitalist system, because a master investor is a capitalist, right? We are in business to make profits because we are solving problems in the world. We are finding a need and we're filling it. We're observing the world and people are looking for solutions all the time, and we want to pick something that everybody needs, hopefully, right? So that we can serve 8 billion people in the world. We want to have a niche that can be expand and we can catch new customers every single day, and we can test new markets. Drinks You know, anything that can really touch people's lives, their health. It's important that we look for things that we like to do, but we also cannot fall in love with the investment vehicles. We have to be willing to understand that we're using the investment vehicles to get from financial point A to financial point B. In other words, where we are today financially to where we want to be in the near and far future. So investing is a plan that takes us from that point A to point B financially, and we want to do that as quickly as possible and then do another investing plan so that we can move to the next level, the next echelon, the next level of our finances, right? We want to improve that bottom line, that positive cash flow, and that has to be coming in from assets that we control with our companies, and assets that are producing passive income specifically, or also known as positive cash flow. Rule number one in our community here at Master Investor is that we work to build passive income and multiply money through sound investing. Okay, so that takes financial education, and that's why I always say to all of our true leaders, wealthy entrepreneurs, and inside investors here in our community that it does not take money to make money. What it takes are words, and words for the most part are free. Therefore, the first step that we must take in order to improve our finances is to increase our vocabulary in business. And when we learn different asset classes, we're going to improve our vocabulary according to the asset class, because they all carry their own set of words. And business words unlock unlimited wealth. With words, we can raise capital. We understand how to approach and ask the right questions to the banks who are willing to give us loans. The word mortgage comes from the word mortgage, which is a French word for death. It's an engagement unto death, and a lot of people don't understand what they're getting into, so they call their house, their single family home, their biggest asset. And I said earlier on the video that one of the biggest mistakes a person can make when it comes to building or maintaining their financial stability is calling an asset something that is really a liability. If they're paying for their mortgage themselves and they're working hard every single day at a job, then that means that that mortgage is a bad debt. That means that that is something that is making them poor, regardless of the house going up on value. Okay? That doesn't matter. Remember, we're looking for cash flow. We're looking to get that positive cash flow. After all expenses are paid, how much money am I getting back? Right? That's what we want to do. Every time we do an investment, even before we invest that money, we already have a plan in writing on how we're going to invest, how we're going to follow through with the entire plan, which vehicles are we going to be using to fulfill the cash flow that we're looking for to get per month, our return on investment. And we want to also reach infinite return on investment, which we talked about all the time. Let's write that down as well, right? Because it's all about improving financial words in our vocabulary. Infinite return on investment, that's when we have none of our capital invested in the deal, yet we control the deal and we continue to collect positive cash flow. It's a healthy asset, and it's basically for free. It's a freedom unit or a cash cow. Is literally printing money from thin air because we successfully recoup our initial capital, invest it back if we put any of our capital into the deal, or we could have used 100% finance and we're using debt, and we're using good debt. Even though we have an outstanding debt, we're still making the payments by using the revenue, the cash flow from the business, And after all expenses and the interest and the debt service is paid, whatever is left is our positive cash flow. For that money, it came from thin air. It's basically money for nothing. That's infinite return on investment because we have none of our money invested into the deal. And that's why we always say we don't need our own capital to make money. We need to have the right financial words in our vocabulary. We need to have the right investing plan. We need to have the right team, have the 8 integrities, right? Mission, team, leadership, mission, right? Team, leadership, cash flow, communications, system, legal, and product. The legalities are important from the beginning of our businesses. Why? Because we have to treat our small business like a big business in order to be able to keep the integrity of the business. We want to be on the right side of the law. We want to be walking like the ultra wealthy walk. We want to do it legally and ethically. We want to make sure that we have protected our products, our logo is trademark, is registered. We have a patent. That's how we add intrinsic value into a company. We turn it into a brand. Is by doing these boring things, as we sometimes call it in here, because people oftentimes don't like to learn about the legalities. And we need to learn a little bit about everything. Remember, a wealthy entrepreneur is a generalist. We know a little bit about everything so that we can speak to the professionals that will help us fulfill our missions in our companies. So, vocabulary, critical. Let's improve it every day. Let's talk more about money. Let's go into our digital course. In the back, the last chapter of that, there are 49 chapters, 540 plus pages in that digital course, in that ebook, okay? The last chapter has been dedicated to, it's basically a library of words, of business words that we must master, okay? So if you get that ebook right now, you'll have access to it, and you can just scroll all the way to the last chapter and go through the words. Do like 1-3 a day, do 10 minutes of reading. Think about the word, write it down, create a sentence with it. Even shoot a video if you want, talk about it, maybe share what we learn. And remember, something that we do here in our community is that whatever we are observing, whatever we are learning, whatever we're consuming, right, from our mentors, from our sources, we're going to now put it into practice. That knowledge that we get from others, the only way we can make it our knowledge is by actually taking action, is by using it into our lives, experiencing whatever result we get from that, and then teaching somebody else. That's the third step, is by helping somebody else understand how to improve or how to use that same technique or that same strategy that we are implementing, which helped us as well. Okay, and that's how we master and we double down on our crafts and the most important things that we have to do at times. We want to double down. It's all about improving. Remember, a master is always a student. A master is a student. Okay, we are always willing to learn and improve and always share with others. When we share the valuable things that we have, it becomes a treasure. So every time we learn something new, let's execute that into our lives and then teach somebody else whatever we learn and whatever we're executing, okay? Because we're going to inspire somebody else to go ahead and take action. That's what it's all about. That's what we're here for, to inspire and help the world become a better place. Think about solutions that we want to bring into the world. Think about the next books that we want to read in the next 7 days. Let's do small goals that we can achieve that are aligned to become better investing, which requires improving our financial vocabulary. Just like I said earlier, a lawyer goes to school to learn about law. Now we're going to learn about business. We're going to talk about taxation. We're going to talk about having tax-free wealth, learning how to minimize taxes all the way to zero. How can we improve our cash flow without paying taxes? It's all about keeping money. It's not so much how much money we make, but how much money we keep and how much money we continue to keep working through assets that we control with our companies, sound assets that are producing positive cash flow and sometimes capital gains income, depending on the asset and the asset class, right? So we're not going to fall in love with the vehicle. I mentioned that before. We're going to keep an open mind. We're going to use the investment vehicles to take us from point A to point B financially. We're going to ensure that we have an investing plan. Every time we have a surplus, that cash flow, those profits should have an investment plan, and it should be treated as an expense, as a good expense, not as an asset. That way we now have designated a job for that surplus. We want to make sure that we are ahead of the game. Even before we get the money, we already know what we're going to do with it and where we're going to multiply. So how much money do we make? How much money do we keep? How do we make our money, right? It has to be done through sound investing. The 3 E's of a master investor. Number 1, financial education. Number 2, financial experience. Number 3, excess of cash flow. That's when we know we are officially a master investor. But remember, be, do, have. Just do it and be the person, right? Be, do, have. Even before we do it, we have to be that person, meaning that we have to act like an inside investor, like a master investor. An inside investor has the 3 E's: financial education, financial experience, and excess of cash flow. And we have choices that we prioritize in this way. We are willing to become wealthy first, comfort second, and secure last. Majority of people have a security first, comfort second. They want to be comfortable, and then they think about becoming wealthy last. So the question is, are we planning to become wealthy, or are majority of people planning to become poor? Because that's what majority of people are doing in the world. If we look at the entire population, right? They're planning to become poor because they're literally thinking about living below their means. They're thinking about investing in the wrong vehicles and 401k and fake assets that literally they do not put any money into their pocket. So it's not an asset. So we don't want to call something an asset that is a liability. That is the worst thing we can do. As an inside investor, we must improve our vocabulary in business every single day. We have a duty to raise capital. We have a duty to look at the world with the wealthy entrepreneur eyes. We have to find solutions and bring those solutions to the marketplace. We need to innovate, and we need to also learn from the greats and steal whatever good they have, whatever stuff that we admire. We need to now take that and then mix it all and then come out with our own thing, right? And that's how we do it. It's about innovating and creating something new, unique, original, and something that is authentic and that is really helping the customer and the end user, right? So we need to make sure that we create win-win relationships, that we are authentic, that we have a transparent relationship internally and externally. We need to be clear on our mission. It's all about the experience that we create. Why are we here, right? Look at Nike. They create an experience of just do it, right? When we think of Nike, we don't just think of shoes, we think of more than shoes. So, same thing of great companies like Amazon, FedEx, right? UPS, Adidas, Reebok, Apple, Master Investor, more than investment management company. We're the #1 brand and money business and investing. We're doing something that no one is doing. We're keeping it authentic. We're giving the ultra wealthy context, the real secrets of wealth, if you will. Secrets because the information is just being hitting and people are lazy to look for it, I suppose. So that's the information age, right? Because the clues are left all in front of us. Look at all the great people that exist right now. Today we're seeing more millionaires and billionaires than ever before, and everybody's journey is different. Everybody don't want to become a billionaire or a millionaire. It's not about that necessarily. It's about creating freedom in our lives. It's about controlling our time and having the ability to do the things that we want to do with the people that we want to be with, and have a successful life, have an extraordinary life, and life of abundance, of freedom. Majority of people are doing things that they don't like to do. They wake up every day and they go to work to places they don't like, and they go home and they don't do anything about it. If you're watching this, even if you like your job, even if you are thriving in your profession, we encourage everyone to learn how to invest. Read one of our ebooks. Go subscribe to our newsletter. We have great financial education. Everything is made to improve our financial IQ and to help us understand how to acquire real assets that produce passive income, and that income will be used to buy other assets so that we can become ultra wealthy, whatever that means for us, whether that is $10,000 per month on passive income, whether that is 100,000, 1 million, 10 million, 100 million, $500 million, 1 billion, 1 trillion, whatever that is, it doesn't matter. There's not limit into the wealthy entrepreneur mindset and inside investor. There's not limit on how much money we can make. It's all up to us. Okay, so figure out our wealth number. How much do we like to have per month to live the lifestyle that we desire? How much is that? With everything that we want to have. And then we have to reverse engineer that. And we talk about how much does it take to make $1 million per year on positive cash flow. We broke it down all the way to a minute, right? That is 83,000 roughly, around there, approximately 83,000 per month, $2,700 per day, $115 per hour, $1.90 per minute on positive cash flow, meaning after all expenses are paid. That's how much our businesses need to be bringing in every day on profits for us. And it could be used, it could be from different investment vehicles, and it will take many probably investment vehicles unless we have one that is bringing that much on that 1 year, right? It has to do that the entire year. $1.90 every single minute of the day, the entire year. That's $1 million. Okay, not in revenue, not in gross revenue, but in positive cash flow, the bottom line. That's what we're looking for. That's what we talk about here inside our community, because that's what an inside investor wants to look for, is to have that return on investment. What is my cash flow? What is my infinite return on investment, right? I recoup my money back on this day. Okay, great. Well, how much am I going to get after that? We want to have that ongoing positive cash flow coming into our account. We want to have that excess of cash flow, because that's the third E of a master investor. Remember, financial education, financial experience, and excess of cash flow. And make sure that we choose to become wealthy, and then we have comfort and then security. Don't look for security first, because when you do that, then the individual steps away from the ability to create wealth, because wealth comes with freedom. And freedom is the opposite of security. Now, we can have financial security afterwards. That's why we prioritize becoming wealthy first, because once we have wealth coming in and we have that positive cash flow and excess of cash flow coming in, then we don't have to worry about running out of money. We can thrive. We can live the lifestyle that we want. We don't have to worry about medical or any of that, because everything is coming in through our assets, and we can utilize that to pay for any liability or any expense that we gain. And it's all about learning how to spend more money. It's all about spending money. It's about becoming a true investor, someone that knows how to multiply money and how to obtain everything for free, including all of our expenses should be paid for by our businesses. Therefore, whatever expenses we want to have in our lives should be taken care of by businesses somehow. At some point, they need to cover those expenses. So whatever item we want to have in our lives, right, if it's a luxury item, then simply we need to figure out an asset or a business that will be able to cover the expenses of that liability. And inflation continues to rise because today's economy works with debt. Money is created with debt. And that happened in 1971, August 15, when President Nixon separated the gold standard from the US dollar. From that point forward, money became monopoly money, fiat money, fake money, and just an idea backed up by confidence. The reason why we did that was because we are a country that consumes more than, we import more than export. So if gold is attached to the dollar and we importing more than exporting, then that means we're buying more goods than exporting. That means we're a consumer nation, and we're buying, and we're basically, if the dollar is attached to that and we're giving all the money to China, then that means all of our gold is going to China. We don't want to do that, because gold is the real money. That's gas money. Now, since that happened, we need to now grasp the new system, which a lot of people have not, because it's kind of hard and can be confusing, because they can't grasp the idea that money is created with debt. And that is why today we, as a nation, we are over $31 trillion in national debt. So it's not going to stop, because the Federal Reserve Bank backs the printing of money due to the change that happened in 1971 by President Nixon. And to me, it's the best change that has ever happened, because it allowed us to become wealthy fast. We can do it with free money. We can do it with OPM, other people's money, with the bank's money, because the country does it. We can do it too, legally and ethically. Remember, there's no reason to ever get wealthy illegally, because it's easy to get wealthy legally. We don't want to ever jeopardize the total or the ultimate reward of wealth, which is freedom. Remember that wealth is measured with time. How much time do we have without working right now? How many years, how many months without working and being able to live the lifestyle that we like to live without shrinking, and actually always living above our means rather than living below our means? How many years? Right? We need to take a look at our financial statement right now and figure that out. That's how wealthy we are. That's how we measure wealth. It's in the combination of time and the positive cash flow that we have from our assets, or whatever cash flow that we have right now, or capital that we have. Maybe you have some capital saved up and that will take you 3 months. Well, that's how wealthy you are. 3 months. If a person is saving X, Y, and Z amount of dollars, and that only pays them 5 months of their expenses, then that's how wealthy they are. So it's a combination of the positive cash flow that we have and the time, right? Is to be able to control our time, be able to have the freedom to thrive without restrictions and be able to still to live above our means and continue to pay our bills without worrying about running out of money. And in this world, there are two types of problem when it comes to money: too much money and the lack of money. Majority of people only sees the world with lack of money. And here in our community, we're building true leaders, wealthy entrepreneurs, and inside investors who sees a world of too much money. And it comes with problems, but as a wealthy entrepreneur and inside investor, we're here to solve problems. And when we solve big enough problems, we become ultra wealthy. We get rewarded because the market rewards us due to the fact that we're solving a problem in the world. So everybody's needing something, everybody's going to work. A lot of people are going to work. A lot of people are unhappy to go to work, to places they don't like. They don't do anything about it. Don't be those people that spend their entire life working for money, never learning how to make money work hard for them because they don't have financial education. They didn't want to invest in a digital course or an opportunity that allowed them to see something that they haven't seen or they're unaware of. Let's not be a skeptical or cynic at all when it comes to the information age, because information is the most powerful thing. Knowledge is the new money. Package knowledge, package information with true references. People pay money for that, for any type of information that is organized today, because we don't want to be wasting time on finding information that may not even be good. That's how dangerous the world has become with all this information and the access of information. Anybody can upload anything today. That's why when we look at whatever on the internet, we need to do our due diligence and figure out if this is a reliable source. Is this real? There's too many fake accounts out there, but it doesn't mean that we need to be skeptical. All we need to do is become great at doing due diligence. And that is why those are the most, or the second most important words in the business language. The first ones are positive cash flow. The second ones are due diligence, okay? Write that down. And let me know what you think of today's talk, improving our vocabulary. Are we planning to become wealthy or are we planning to become poor? I presume that everyone here watching this, we're planning to become wealthy because we have an investing plan. We understand that investing means different things for different people. But for us here at Master Investor, investing means having an investment plan. And that investment plan requires different investment vehicles and different asset classes. And the investment plan takes us from financial point A to financial point B in a decent amount of time. We want to do that quickly. We don't want to wait many years or days, or we want to get that positive cash flow coming in instantly. Okay, today we can build businesses online that can literally start printing money for us within 24 hours. Okay, so let's take a look at our digital courses. Click the link somewhere in the description of this video. Thank you for having me again on this amazing talk on money, business, and investing. Drop your comment, share the content, make sure you give us a like, and stay extraordinary and wealthy, bringing you the good and bad news of money, the business principles that work in all economies. Improving our vocabulary in business is key to build true wealth. The difference between the wealthy and the poor is fundamentally found in the vocabulary and the way we speak. So pay attention to those around us and the words that they choose to speak. And let's improve our vocabulary in regards to business and investing by going to the dictionary, by reading a business book, by listening to a video like this or a podcast, and make sure that we observe, we learn, we apply it into our lives, and then we teach somebody else. Okay, we gotta follow those 3 steps so that we can become masters at that craft. And masters means that we're improving constantly because we are working on our strengths. We're doubling down on our financial education in whatever activity we are engaging in, okay? So make sure we work on the 4 pillars of an extraordinary life: health, wealth, love, and happiness. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.